Hello students, faculty, friends, and family members. Today we are going to discuss an epidemic that affects all of us in the beautiful environment we call home. We are having a waste epidemic. Careless and indifference has caused many people to leave trash astray. On our own campus, we see this both outdoors and out their hallways. Our hard-working faculty are struggling to stave off an onslaught of student waste, so we'd like to bring your attention to the forefront of this issue. Public safety patrols day and night, so we start with them, as they see that we prefer to turn the cheek. Let's sit down with a public safety officer.
When it's all these trash cans we got around here, all they have to take a few minutes just to go stick it in a trash can.
Right.
I see them dropping trash on the ground, out in the grass, on the sidewalk, going into the building with their trash cans. That to me is uncalled for. And I don't see there's no reason to do that, in my opinion. Now, everybody's got their own thing, but as far as public safety is concerned about it, it just makes us like, do we have to go tell them to go pick up but keep the campus looking good instead of making it look trashy, in my opinion. What else?
Do you think it's because there's not a lot of trash cans around, or it's just?
Well, the trash cans, you see trash cans around everywhere. A good council, Mayfield, good council, all of them, you see trash cans. But the thing of it is, nobody wants to use them. The way I see it now, maybe somebody else may say, well, they use them. But I've seen more people not use them and use them, in my opinion. Like up here at the chapels, got a trash can right out there. I've seen people instead of going over and put it in the trash can, drop it down the ground and walk on like it wasn't nothing to it.
Wow.
But I can't really say, hey, look, go over and put that in the trash.
Yeah.
I'd like to, but I'd be,
Yeah. That's understandable.
so.
Yeah, that's really messed up.
But the college, other than that, like I say, for the maintenance people, like they got the grounds crew. The grounds crew does a heck of a job trying to keep up on all the trash that's thrown, littered, bottles thrown down, and everything like that.
That's crazy because one of the guys that I interviewed actually said the
Fred?
same thing. Yeah, he said the same thing.
Yeah. But the campus, if everybody would take attention to look at the way they want the campus to actually look, or they say they're going, well,
Days, would you usually say that the most trash is around? Is it after the weekend or just
After Thursday?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
probably on Thursdays and Fridays and Saturdays. But now here's the thing about that, because what I understand now, they don't have any housekeepers here on the weekends.
In the hallways?
I've seen trash in the hallways, yes.
Mm.
I've seen it in the hallways.
That's messed up because they actually live in there, so it makes no sense. It just
Well, not just putting the trash in the room.
And I've seen trash sitting in the hallways in bags.
Wow.
So now, that was late, like say this time of night, something like it's like 7:30.
yeah.
I've seen trash in hallways at night. The housekeeper's not here, but they still should have the responsibility
Right.
to go downstairs and throw it in the trash can right out there. It's not right here on the campus. And I know some of the students that go to school here.
Yeah.
It's been the McDonald's. You see the McDonald's wrappers, the boxes, the sodas, the bottles, the boxes, everything. All the way on up through past Rosemont. It's not only just right here on the campus. It's coming in, because Rosemont is part of the campus. It starts up there, comes all the way down.
That's other people's neighborhood, well, other people's houses too, like properties.
Yeah. If you got a bag, I understand. If you got a bag, you go to McDonald's, get some food, you eat it, that's fine, while you're walking. But don't throw the bag down in front of somebody else's house. Just pack the bag. Well, it's not that heavy that you can't say, well, it's gonna kill me to pack a little bag, or just empty then. Bring it on over here. As soon as you get on campus, you're gonna run up on a trash can. As soon as you get up on this campus, you're gonna find a trash can somewhere right around this area.
A few extra steps to take their recyclable items to a recycle bin instead of the closer trash can, it would help a lot as well.
It's just like, I mean, it's, I don't know how to put it, it's like because they're in college now, it really doesn't matter what to do here, or do they do that at home? I wonder if they do it at home. So they really don't care when they get here. Oh, hey, it's all right. I do this at home anyway. Nobody never said anything to me. And some parents does not say anything to the kids.
So does the janitors also like pick up like the trash outside of the well, closely to the campus, but like outside?
Yeah, they go out so far. Like Fred, that guy you was talking about,
Yeah.
he runs up. He does the field up here first, but he does Graysmere. He cuts the grass and all that.
Yeah.
He's always going up through there with a trash bag in the mornings,
Wow.
picking up trash. Yeah, I've seen him come back with a whole trash bag full of trash. Just start from out here, go on up, get the trash up to Graysmere, but he got to go down. There's 2 more houses down there that belongs to the nuns,
Wow.
and he's went down as far past their houses, picking up some trash. Trash cans all over this campus. There's no need to see paper and stuff, bottles and stuff like that laying on the ground. When you got trash cans, it ain't like, well, I can say, well, there ain't a trash can on campus. Okay, that would be an excuse why I tossed it on the ground, but there wasn't no trash cans in it. But that ain't the count. There's trash cans everywhere on this. Go around and look, you see over health, science, they're everywhere. Paper down, right down on the ground, and walk right out beside the door where the trash can is. And look at it. And look at it like I'm looking at you. Oh. Walk on from here to you, boom, drop it down. Instead of just putting it in the trash can. But if I said something, they'd be saying I was harassing. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I really can't say nothing to them.
That's
You can't-
crazy.
You know, you can't tell me this. I go to school here. Well, all right, if you go to school here, do you appreciate your school you go to? You want to make it look like a trashy campus, or you want it to look
Right.
good?
Right.
So everybody's going to give acknowledgement that it's a nice campus to come to. You know, but like I said, I can't say that to them because they'd say, oh, he's harassing me about a piece of paper. You know, so I'll just look at it and say,
Wow.
like the Fred, that guy we used to talk about. Me and them do the same thing. It's like, how hard is it to take a piece of paper or a bottle and put it in a trash can when it's available to you? Now I can see if you didn't have one, it wouldn't be no excuse. You could drop it without any questions asked. I wouldn't think nothing about it neither. If I didn't see one, if you dropped it on the ground, you dropped it. But when you got trash cans around the whole doggone campus,
And you're just like,
just toss it like, you know, just like you're doing this one of these tops. It's like, oh well.
yeah, just, yeah.
Now I got a trash can sitting there. That's an example right there. You know, I know these, if I wanted to throw these tops away, why would I want to throw them on the floor when I can just say, drop them in the trash can just like that?
Yeah, that's terrible.
So, you know, that's the best I can tell you, gentlemen.
Yeah, that's
That's the way I see it.
That's perfect. Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
Because it doesn't make sense with the trash cans being around everywhere, like any destination that you're planning on going
Right,
to.
you definitely gonna see that.
There's one right there.
Library, anywhere on this campus you go to, you're gonna find a common, everywhere you look, you're gonna find a trash can. There's no excuse to just drop trash. Or drop a bottle. Or food, same way for food. That's why you see, I tell you nothing else I've seen, squirrels
Yeah.
be in the trash can. You know what in the trash can? Because somebody is actually, probably they didn't do it, somebody's picked up some food from a container and stuck it in the trash can while you see a squirrel popping out of that trash can. Because there's food in there. Coming out from the kitchen, the dining room over there.
After an insightful conversation, we sit down with Dale Schrader. Dale explains to us exactly how much work it takes to keep campus clean and to discuss what students can do to contribute.
My name is Dale Schrader. I'm a housekeeper at Rosemont College, and I've been here almost 5 years.
Okay. So we know that actually you help us keep the campus clean, and we're thankful for that. But if you don't mind us asking a question, how do you do it?
How do we do it?
Yeah.
You have to, it's basically systematic. You have to have a system. So we try to start downstairs. I start downstairs first thing in the morning. Now the problem I have is that the people down there want you to do everything down there first.
Okay.
The guy who collects the trash wants you to do everything first. The professors want you to do everything first too. So you can only do one thing at a time first. So I give the priority to the professors because I think the students should be the number one priority. So that's how I work.
So is that like one of the hardest parts of the job, or?
That is the hardest part of the job because after that, you know, you can kind of, you know, you can say you cruise, but you can, you know, it's not like that much pressure on you because if you don't get something, the building's really big, so there's no way in the world anybody can do everything every day, you know, so.
So with that being said, you work from morning till noon?
I work from 6:15 to 12, and from 12:30 to 2:45.
So how many bags of trash and recycled bags do you collect on average, like a day?
On a Monday it could be like 10 to 15. If I look it up, 10.
That's a lot.
10. Yeah, it's a lot.
So how's the process, like with the walking? Just like
That's the only way you can do it. I mean, you have to walk around and try to get everything. And sometimes you'll miss something from time to time. But, you know, I've been doing this for like 25, 30 years, so I'm pretty good at it, I think.
So is there one or two ways that we can help like the process, make it easier?
The thing is like, see, but I don't know if it's always the students. I think a lot of times it's not the students, but like you'll see like water bottles on the floor and stuff like that. If you could just put them in the trash, that's makes it, because then you have to get the trash and you have to get everything off the floor. And I mean, sometimes it's a lot on the floor. Like, but then again, you know, there's going to be something. I mean, you know, if you drink water, you forget to bring it with you or something like that. So I kind of sympathize with the students in a lot of ways.
That's good. So with the whole thing with the recycling, is it like do we have like a mark on it that says recycling? And
do you see the blue cans and the blue bags? They're recycling.
Does that help, or
it makes it easier? Because well, all I do is put the bags out. I don't really, you know, the blue bags, they should be recycled. They're just plain bags. They're just trash. You know, a lot of times people will put trash in the recyclables. So I try to like separate it, but the worst one really is when they put trash with the glass.
Oh wow.
That's really hard.
So with that, how can we like help?
Well,
Do you have any feedbacks?
the biggest one is don't put trash in especially the glass.
Okay.
The recyclables I can deal with that. But the glass is really hard because you know you can cut yourself, you can get hurt, you can it's bad because you know one of the students might put his hand in there and get hurt too. So it's not just me.
Okay. So for the last question, can you like give us the students like feedbacks on how we can contribute and help this campus stay clean?
The only thing you can do is really just clean up. A lot of it will be clean up after yourselves. I mean, I don't mean clean up like I clean up. I mean, like throw everything in the trash. Make sure, I don't think you guys should have to clean up though, really. It's like, I don't think you have to clean up like I do. You know what I mean? Like,
or if I can actually take it out if it's sitting on the top of the trash. I try not to get too deep because of it's dirty, it's clean, it's not clean. But if it's right on top, I will pick it up, grab it, and put it in the recycling bin because that's better for everybody. I am always a huge advocate for recycling. Whenever I see somebody throwing something away that can be recycled, I always will communicate that to them. When we start every semester, we have a opening meeting that the RAs will have with all of the residents, and two of the things that are suggested is curbing electricity use, as well as disposing of trash correctly. Any trash in common areas that are not disposed of correctly is a policy violation. When we have overabundance of that on a floor or a building, we will issue common area damage fines, just the same as we would if there was property damage, because we do feel that disposing of trash incorrectly is just as much a policy violation. There are times when students are walking to their rooms or walking away from their rooms and they're holding something. If they're able to hold on to it long enough to dispose of it correctly, rather than putting it in a spot that it's not supposed to be, that would help a lot.
We know there's a problem, and we can fix it. A grassroots initiative to keep our campus clean will allow us to lead by example and help us build habits to keep our larger community clean. The easiest way to make a difference in our environment is to start small. Even if we make mistakes along the way, if we all try to better ourselves, that progress will be more powerful than one or two people preaching against plastics on campus. You have the power to change. You have the power to make a difference. Start small and swap everyday items for reusable alternatives, and before you know it, you will be a leader. Let's look at a few major reusable swaps and why they are significant. Did you know that Americans use 500 million drinking straws every day? And they do so at a rate of 1.6 straws per person per day. That's a lot of straws. In fact, Cardinal Hall supplies 6,000 straws to students a year. As the primary consumers, our choices as students directly impact how many straws the cafeteria must supply to meet our demand. We've asked some students why they prefer to drink with a straw. Overwhelmingly, the reason was out of a concern for hygiene. Let's take a look at the impact a straw might have on your health and wellness. Do they protect you from dirty cups? Are the cups dirty at all? First of all, let's review some simple science of drinks. Let's say, for the sake of argument, you have two dirty cups. They are both filled with water, but one has a straw in it and the other does not. When two people drink out of those cups, a person puts their mouth on the straw to drink and person B puts their mouth on the cup to drink. Person A doesn't touch the cup, but their drink still does. You see, both people are now drinking dirty water. A straw does not make anything cleaner. Now that we've ruined your illusion that the straws make cups in the cafeteria cleaner, let us reassure you that our cups are clean. Let me tell you the story of the dirty cup. When a dirty cup is put on a rack, it spins around to a cleaning area. All the dishes get dumped out here, so food and drink are removed. Then they get sprayed and rinsed off, put onto the dish rack, and go to either the dishwasher or the 3-compartment sink where the final rinse is at least 185 degrees. The whole process is determined by the health department, and they check that it is done correctly at least twice a semester. All in all, this guarantees that dishes are clean. The straws don't keep you clean, so what do they do for you? The answer is not much actually, unless if you have a motor impairment that prevents you from being able to drink independently without one. For those of us fortunate enough to not have those type of problems, a straw is only a matter of preference. If we continue to choose to use a straw, let us see what they do for the environment. Once someone is done using a straw, it usually gets thrown away in the trash bin, destined for landfill. Most straws either make it to the landfill or find themselves in our waterways and oceans. Discarded straws can be found in our campus streams and ponds, which eventually lead into Mill Creek, the Schuylkill River, and finally, the Atlantic Ocean. Our choices as students impact the ecosystems of all of these aquatic environments every day when they make the decision to use a straw or not to use a straw. Alternatives to the throwaway plastic or biodegradable straws are reusables. A moving notion to reduce straw consumption one person at a time by reusing the same straw for a lifetime. How can this be done? Metal straws last forever, but aren't meant to be saved for use after use. By using the same straw and cleaning it between uses, or even by using no straw at all, these students will save over 550 straws per year from reaching landfills and oceans. If we truly care for the earth as our common home, let us challenge ourselves to make a choice like this and reduce our ecological impact. What about when you aren't in the cafeteria? Rosemont students still have the opportunity to make impactful choices and be mindful of the to-go containers they use.
Absolutely. When students have disposable items like bottles or cans or the to-go containers or anything like that, reducing the amount of individual waste that they have as a whole would help immensely.
Single-use water bottles are a pain to carry into the dorm. The recurring cost of these bottles put a strain on college students' budgets. Once these costly plastic bottles are used up, the containers can be seen littered across campus. Faculty do their best to clean up, but if students take initiative not to tolerate littering in the first place, it won't be a problem. It all starts with us, and the littering of plastics can end with
I would
us
also
too.
suggest that all students bring their own Brita filters and reusable water bottles. I have a reusable water bottle myself, and that's awesome. I think that reusable water bottles are the best way to go, and it is way too common for students to bring disposable water bottles because they're cheap and they're easy to grab and to have. But it would really go a long way to, instead of having reusable a case of water that you can get for like $4 at Walmart or at Costco or BJ's or anything like that, if they were able to get a reusable water bottle and maybe get a Brita filter and have perfectly filtered water for themselves at any point.
Rosemont reusable bottles can be found as free giveaways and are easy to refill at hydration stations, at our outdoor events, in the cafeteria, or any water fountain. You can also buy your own reusable water bottles that are lightweight compared to the burden of carrying hefty packs of plastic water bottles. With one reusable water bottle, you can save yourself the cost of always buying new water and take pride in the fact you are keeping our campus and our environment clean. Why stop the savings at using a reusable straw or bottle? There are more opportunities that you can take the initiative to make swaps for reusable products in daily living. Take plastic bags, for instance. The World estimates that in 2019, 5 trillion plastic bags will be consumed. Take a moment to look around the room. Each person you see is personally equal to about 700 plastic bags a year. In 50 years, you will leave behind 35,000 bags, and most of us will live longer than that anyways. Is the legacy you want to leave behind to be a plastic bag monster? Waste Management reports that only 1% of plastic bags are recycled and they take up to 500 years to decompose. Instead of trying to recycle the rest, let's just cut them all altogether. It's as easy as this. Refuse single-use landfill-destined products, reuse what you have, reduce your impact, and rethink your life. Canvas bags are stronger and more durable than plastic bags and have a functional lifespan. A canvas bag can be reused time and time again without guilt-wasteful plastic bags carrying with them. As an added bonus, they can be fashionable. While all of these suggestions are great, they are still only suggestions. Hopefully, they've given you something to think about and will help you make more informed decisions about daily acts we take for granted. If you do decide to reduce your negative impacts, don't feel bad if you can't get it right away. And if you feel like you have the initiative, don't hold back. Keep pushing forward and make strides to make a difference. We are the next generation. Together, we will make the change.
On campus?
Yeah, I think I could. I think everybody can kind of go the extra mile when it comes to that stuff. Even when if you've thrown out like a bunch of papers, like recycle them too. Don't just throw them in the normal trash. Yeah, I think everybody, including myself, can do a lot more.
Yep, that's good. More sustainably on campus.
Sustainably?
Like, what could you do to live more environmentally sustainable? Words.
I could like reduce the amount of like electricity I use. Like, I think I don't do this while I'm at home, but when I'm at school, I like leave lights on. I leave the room to go to class with lights still on and things running, and I don't have to do that. What else? I use plastic like utensils so I can stop that. But yeah, I think being more conscious of like all the energy I'm using is how I would be more sustainable.
That's a good answer. to their dorms. How do you feel about that?
Why do we have to bring the recycling bins? I mean, like, okay. My thing is like, if you got something that's worth recycling, just put it in a bag and take it to the recycling bin, because that's eventually what we're gonna have to do anyway. It's what we do in general.
I think what their method is going to be, so if you were separating the recyclables and the trash like in your room, will make that process easier. So it's like, they're gonna have a section in the trash room for recycling. So it's like when you take your trash down, you can put it in the trash, and you can take your recycling, you'll have it all together, and just put it in the recycling at one time.
I guess that's understandable. It just, I don't know, it sounds like more work, but it's probably not. It's probably a lot more easier to handle recycling stuff, and probably wanting to recycle if you have something that's literally there for your recycling. So instead of just using, like how I do, a bag, it makes sense.
Final question. Are you aware of the environmental state of the earth, and if so, are you concerned?
Yeah, I'm aware, and yes, I'm concerned, because like my main concern is not what's happening. Like, I understand what's going on, and I understand that that's a problem. My main concern is with people who don't believe it, and they're in positions of power. So you have scientists, you have millions of people who understand what climate change is, and understanding how to be more environmentally friendly, and protecting the oceans and all that stuff, but they're not the people that's in charge. The people that's in charge don't believe in climate change, don't believe in responsibility and things like that. So that's my main concern, is like, we know what to do, it's just people in power don't know what they're doing.
That's it. Okay, we're good. That's it. We're good. That's a wrap. Just put your name down here. What do you do to live more environmentally sustainable on campus?
Well, I really try to avoid a lot of uses of plastic. I tend to use reusable water bottles and stuff, things that are BPA free and whatnot. And I really attempt to not litter at all. I mean, and I think it's interesting because I think Rosemont has a bit of a littering problem sometimes. So if I do see something on the ground, I'll try to pick that up. Any little thing that I can do.
Yeah. Are you concerned?
Yes, I'm very concerned. So I think it feels like they have at least 12 years before it gets even more shittier. So I feel like I'm not allowed to curse.
Not like an abundance, but
Yeah, I feel like people just don't care, and it's dumb because this is our planet, and is evidence proving that the more we don't actually try to take care of the planet, that the planet's going to keep getting worse. But we're, I guess, not really focused on that. I feel like as humans, we aren't as humane as we should be, and instead of focusing on, I guess, ways to better the lives of each other, we more so just find ways to be better than each other and try to, I guess, be more superior. And in that comes a war, all of that, which is destroying Earth even more. So, yeah, I'm worried, but at the same time, it's well, I can't change it myself.
yeah.
If no one else changing, then the only thing we can really do is just
But you can do your
prepare.
part.
I mean, we can do our part, but regardless, it's my part is minimal, below it's not even 1%. So, and yeah, then it's there are people who are trying to bring more awareness to it and try to actually get the narrative of the Earth is really dying right now out, but at the same time, a lot of people just don't care, stuck in their own lives, so they don't really care about that.
Don't care. Yeah. All right. It's good.
Concerned? I am aware about the environmental state of the earth, and I am concerned because every time I see polar bears that are being really sickly, or I hear about hunting in Africa and just stuff like that. It just really upsets me.
Are you aware of the environmental state of the earth, and if so, are you concerned?
Yeah, I saw a tweet yesterday that said that we had plastic in our blood.
Oh my god, so did I.
So, it says we are like made, like babies are being born and there's like elements of plastic in their blood. That's scary. And I saw another tweet where a polar bear had to eat its own like child.
I saw that.
That's so scary. Like it ran out of
I saw
food.
that on the news.
It turned into cannibalism.
Yeah, they ran out of food, so they ate like its own child, and it was a very graphic picture.
It was like
what else is going on?